Now let's get this straight and clearly. Most marriages or relationships don't fail because there is no love. They fail because we don't know how to communicate. You can love someone deeply and yet still hurt them. You can care about someone and yet they may feel unheard, unseen, or even misunderstood. So if you're watching this video, it's either your partner has stopped listening to you, or whenever you try to communicate, it turns into an argument, or better still, you have stopped communicating altogether because it turns out badly. If that is you, then you're not alone. You're not a failure. It's just that most of us grew up without knowing how to communicate effectively. And that's why in this video, I'll be sharing with you 5 strategies to help improve your communication with your spouse and help strengthening your bond. That is, if you practice them patiently and consistently. No shouting, no blaming, no yelling. Definitely your relationship will take a new turn. Now let's dive in. Why communication is the foundation? Communication is like the road that connects two people. If the road is bad, messages will not arrive well, misunderstanding will be frequent, and frustration will grow. But what if the road is good? Even difficult conversation can be passed smoothly, problems can be solved early, and even love can grow stronger. Some couples may think communication is about talking a lot, but that is not the case. But rather, communication means being understood, understanding the other person's feelings, and feeling safe to express yourself. And that brings us down to the principle 1 of communication. Talk to understand, not to win. Now, this is where most couples fail. When a disagreement starts, couples don't listen. Rather, they are waiting for their own turn to reply. While your partner is talking, your mind is that is not true, instead of you to listen. So you know where the misunderstanding is coming from. No, rather, you're too quick to actually reply or voice out your own complaint. You're not here to battle with your partner. You're there to clear a misunderstanding. That is why it's called a misunderstanding. You would have to sit and talk about it. Definitely there's something you are not getting right, or he is not getting right. So you need to talk, and when a communication starts, the other party has to listen, to understand, to know where the problem is actually coming from. You understand? Rather than just feeling angered and trying to react. Once he says something contrary to what you meant, try to understand, listen carefully. When your partner is done speaking and it's your own turn, you can start by saying, you misunderstood what I was trying to say. What I meant was this, what I meant was that, but unfortunately you misunderstood. I said this because I felt it was what you were thinking about me. And as you're talking, your voice has to be down. You don't have to shout or be aggressive or talk above your partner's voice. You understand? That way your partner will reason with you and will try to understand, and you both will get where the problem is coming from, and the solution to the problem will be out. And this brings us down to principle 2, which is timing. Timing is very important. You don't just bring up a conversation at any given time. You first of all check what time is best for a certain conversation. You don't talk to your partner when they are hungry, when they are angry, or when they are tired. Bringing the conversation at the wrong time, like when they are having their dinner, can cause them to lose their appetite. So you making them lose their appetite will get them more angry at you, and I'm sure you wouldn't want your food to be left uneaten. It's just going to end up in disaster. It's going to make things worse. But checking the timing is very important. When they are tired, You cannot just come to them with any kind of conversation. There's this old adage that says, do not correct a child when your own head is hot. This also applies to your relationship. You can't just come to your spouse and start complaining when he had a long day at work. Maybe you bring up some of your needs, or like, you want to get something, or you want to make your hair or something. It's a very wrong timing. It's a wrong timing. He might apply you in a manner that you wouldn't want. You understand? And probably that's not what he meant. If you had met him in a better condition, he wouldn't have sounded the way he did. So before you know it, there will be a misunderstanding or a disagreement because you didn't get what you wanted, and him in return, he's not even interested in the conversation in the first place, to only make matters worse. So you have to check the right time before you communicate to your spouse. It's very important, checking the timing. And that brings us down to principle 3. Speak from your feelings, not accusation. Okay, let's check out these two phrases. You never listen to me. While the other phrase is, I feel ignored when I try to talk. You get? Phrase 1 is, you never listen to me. While phrase 2 is, I feel ignored when I try to talk. So these are two different phrases with two different meaning, right? So when you tell your spouse, you never listen to me, your spouse will feel attacked. And if he feels attacked, he will want to defend himself because he just concluded that he ignores you, like he doesn't listen to you. What if that is not what he meant, or that is not how he sees things? You both see things from different angle, right? And you just concluded without even letting him explain to you. So definitely he will want to defend himself, and things may go worse. But what if you say, I feel ignored when I try to talk? It's better, right? But when you start with an accusation, that is the wrong way to start a communication. So this brings us down to principle 4, which is listen attentively without interruption. So listening is one of the hardest skills in relationship. People don't listen because they are very emotional, or they feel misunderstood, or sometimes they are so quick to correct. You guys are communicating, and the purpose of communication is for the both of you to understand each other's feelings and clear the misunderstanding amongst the both of you. But how do you do that when you don't listen to your partner? It's only going to end up in chaos and arguments without a solution. But when your partner is talking and you listen attentively without interruption, that makes your partner feel calm, understood, and even heard. Whatever feeling or emotions he has at that point will definitely subside. Seeing how you're focused on him or her is a sign that you truly want to understand where the problem is coming from, so you both can find a solution. There are important points that you're supposed to listen to that he's saying that could help resolve the issues you both are having. But because of the first thing he said, of which you feel he's wrong, whatever he's going to say afterwards will not really make any meaning to you. You might not even be listening. You can be watching him talking, but you're not listening because emotion is building up in you. That is very bad. The purpose of communication is failed if you start that way. But if you can listen attentively to your partner, exchange verbal and non-verbal cue. If you don't understand, you can try saying, can you help me understand this better? That is after they are done talking. Then you pick out the points that they misunderstood about you. You dissect it. You talk about it. That way, you both will know where the problem is coming from and find a solution to it. This brings us down to principle 5. Fix issues early. Don't store anger. Unspoken anger doesn't disappear, it becomes resentment. Small issues left unattended to turns into bitterness, cold silence, and emotional distance. So healthy couples talk early, no shouting, no blaming, just talking calmly. Something bothers me. Can we talk about it? This prevents explosion later. When you talk about your problems, other than storing them, storing your anger, it saves you a lot of troubles. But when you keep accumulating, the outburst is going to be bad. Talk when you feel wronged. Talk about it. Don't bottle it up. Like when your partner repeatedly comes home late, and definitely no one will like that, right? So let's check out these two response. And when they come home, the next thing you do, you start shouting. You don't just care about me. Where are you coming from? You know? And this other way, this other reaction is, I feel unimportant whenever you come home late. At that point, he'll feel bad and he'll feel sorry. He might even apologize to you and even explain why. But if you keep ranting and shouting, you will not get an explanation from him. Rather, you get some. It depends on your partner. They can even tell you something that you will not even want to hear. Like you want to explode, and they'll work out on you. It's simple. They'll work out on you. But if you talk in that manner, you open the door and you're quiet, you look sad, and you talk softly. But if you do the other way around, you won't get an explanation from him, and he will definitely work out on you. And that can be very, very bad. You know that. They say two wrongs doesn't make a right, right? Two wrongs don't make a right. Did I say it well? Like, two wrongs don't make a right, right? So this is same issues, different communication, and definitely there will be a different reaction. Is garbage in, garbage out. What you give, you get. That is just it. The reaction you give, the emotions you bring out is what you get. That is how it is about communication. Yes, that is how it is about communication. If you try to communicate well to understand your partner, definitely your partner will reply back for you to understand them too. But if you just act irrationally, you say what you want to say. Sometimes we just speak even when we know that what we are saying is not true. We just say it just to hurt the other person, and the other person tends to defend themselves, and before you know it, arguments has started. So remember this: good communication cannot remove all your problems, but it can help you solve your problems together, right? So good communication entails good listening, kind response, and understanding your partner's feelings and emotions. The relationship grows better and stronger when people listen, talk kindly, and when they choose understanding instead of pride. So if this video helps, don't forget to subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and definitely share with someone who will need this. Until next time, bye.